Welcome back. Oh, it feels good to do this again. Episode 13 of the ATD Baseball Podcast. Melo here with Matt. I'm back. It feels good. Been busy the last couple weeks, yeah, I've been at work or I've been busy. So it feels good to finally be back. Celebrated a birthday. It was okay, I guess. Matt knows the answer, but Matt, how are you doing today? I'm doing good.
I'm doing fantastic today. Yes, happy belated birthday from all of Around the Diamonds followers and stuff to Mello.
Oh, definitely,
And
yes.
we wish it would have been a better one. And if we can find the guy or lady who messed up your birthday, we will make sure to beat him up on behalf of you.
Thank you.
So I won't go into details, but Mello could be doing better, and it's not related to his Lakers getting swept. So
Yes, I didn't get to say just a little something about the Lakers because last week I was busy, but it was a great season. Didn't think we were gonna get that far. I was lucky to be there for Game 4, even though they lost, and I had to watch the Nuggets celebrate and get the trophy on my home floor. But hey, not everybody gets to go to a Western Conference final game every day, so I was happy to be there. But the dream of flipping cars over, setting buses on fire, burning your city down. That went to die last Monday, but we'll be back. Banner number 18. The road to banner number 18 starts after this NBA Finals is over.
yep. I
And good
mean,
luck to
it's
Kyle's Heat.
yes, for sure. He was sweating that last game out, I think, to start, but then obviously Heat ran away with it. This isn't a basketball podcast, but
No.
we gotta do a quick recap, obviously. So, but at least your Dodgers are doing good, right?
Yeah, they lost yesterday to the Nationals, but they took 2 out of 3. They did what they were supposed to do. Take a series from a bad team, and now, and this is kind of a good segue point, we got the New York Yankees coming to town this weekend for a 3 game set. First time since 2019 these two teams have played. It was in Los Angeles. I believe it was I want to say it was August of 2019, I think it was. That was the players' weekend. So it's like
That's yeah.
we couldn't even see the two teams in their iconic jerseys, the Yankees in their gray, their gray uniforms with the New York on the front, LA with their beautiful, beautiful home white jerseys with the red numbers on the bottom right corner. But we finally get to see it now. These two teams are a lot different than they were in 2019, but I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited to kick Bobby and Kyle's team. I'm excited to kick their ass this weekend.
He seemed pretty confident going into it, even though the Yankees have been on a heater somewhat as of lately. Talked with Kyle about this last episode. They've really turned it into gear. I mean, mostly Aaron Judge, and the other pieces have been doing a little bit better, but Aaron Judge has been the main catalyst for their team. Kyle and I talked about, is he going to be going for back-to-back MVPs this year? I think it's a possibility the way he's playing right now. He's leading the team very well, and at this point, all it's taken is the other pieces to contribute a little bit. And, could they be even better once Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson come back when Carlos Rodon actually throws his first pitch as a New York Yankee in regular season baseball? Obviously, that's going to be great for them. But like you said, it's going to be an interesting series. And what are your expectations for it? 2 out of 3? Or is it 3 game or
Uh,
4 game series?
it's a 3 game.
Okay.
3 game. I I would be fine with the Dodgers taking 2 out of 3. It would be perfect if they swept. If they were able to sweep. I would be disappointed, obviously, if the Dodgers got swept. And I think it would be kind of a little scary, like, uh-oh, uh, we're starting to play better teams now. We're not doing good. But like I said, I'd be okay with 2 out of 3. It wouldn't be the end of the world if the Dodgers lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. It wouldn't be the end of the world, especially if those games are competitive, which I really think they will be. I don't think either of these teams are going to be blowing each other out. I think they will be all close games, but we got our two young guys going. Michael Grove going tomorrow night against Garrett Cole, and he's 6-0, so we're looking to give Cole his first loss of the season. And then we got Bobby Miller making his third appearance, which he's been lighting it up. He got his first win on my birthday, which that was cool to see. There's 2 days, actually, there's 3 days on the Dodger calendar for me that you have to win every year. You have to win opening day, you have to win Jackie Robinson Day, and you have to win on my birthday. If you can do that, everything's good in the world, and they did that this year. So good for them. But
That's the perfect trifecta right there.
it is for me as
Wow.
a Dodger fan. Win opening day, Jackie Robinson Day, and you win my birthday. If you can do that, I'll be happy. And they did that this year. But I made a mistake. I thought Michael Grove was pitching tomorrow night. He is not. It is Kershaw Day tomorrow, and then Grove on Sunday against Cole, and then Herman versus Miller on Sunday Night Baseball. Friday it is Severino against Kershaw, so that'll be fun.
Hmm. Yeah. And they got two primetime games,
Oh
which
yeah.
obviously it's got to be. You got the two biggest markets, the two most popular teams. With our draft, the two most iconic franchises. Uh, Obviously, they're going to get the Fox primetime game on Saturday and then Sunday Night Baseball with ESPN on Sunday. And rightfully so. This is a marquee matchup for Major League Baseball. And it's good that these teams are going to be playing each other every year now. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah.
a awesome benefit of the new schedule, which we wouldn't have seen, like you said, didn't play since 2019 before. The schedules, the stars have to align just perfectly for these teams to have played before. But now we get to see it every year. Great for Major League Baseball in general, I'd say.
Yeah, and let's see how these games go this weekend, but maybe by the end of Sunday night, you're probably going to have a lot of people saying, can we please get these two teams in a World Series, please? I know we've been saying that for like a long time now, but Major League Baseball needs it. We need Dodgers Yankees in a World Series. I would love it. I'm pretty sure Bobby and Kyle would sign up for that right now,
Probably.
but it's going to be a great series, man. You know, you got Broadway versus Hollywood. This is what you want. We're gonna have loud, obnoxious Yankee fans in the building all weekend, so that'll be fun. And you're gonna have loud, obnoxious Dodger fans in the stands all weekend. So it's gonna be fun to even see those two fan bases get to see each other once again. It's been a while.
Yeah, and like you said, a potential World Series matchup that would be insane. Even as a Phillies fan, I'd sign up for that, even though it would mean my team not making the World Series. I got blessed with that last year, but I would definitely sign up for that this year if that was to be the case because it would be must watch baseball for sure. Aaron Judge himself right now is much must watch baseball, and the Dodgers team as a whole are pretty much must watch baseball right now. I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. Judge homers at least two times in the series.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, okay.
I
What can
I
I
feel
do?
confident in that.
Okay. So he's gonna go deep off of Kershaw, and who else?
Oh, ah, I mean, you do got the lefty there. I don't. I think he takes Grove and Miller deep though, not Kershaw.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I should be fair. You got to give the goat his got to give him the slack on that. But man, what can I do? What can I do to not one up that? Because that's pretty good. Um, I'm gonna say
Dodgers score more than 6 runs two times.
uh I'm gonna say Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman hit a home run in the same game.
Take it a step further. Which game are they
Whenever
doing it? Whole day.
that would be beautiful. If they can do that to Garrett Cole in the first inning when the whole country's watching on Fox.
It'd be time for crying Kermit memes.
Yes. And by the way, don't let the Dodgers win that night because you're gonna hear that. Um, yeah, why not? Let's go Garrett Cole. Mookie Betts,
Ooh,
Freddie Freeman, back to back home runs.
Freddie Freeman, your NL MVP right now, debatably.
He's up there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Braves fans are probably upset. Hey, where's Acuna? He's up there too. Relax.
Yeah. People were upset that Acuna didn't make our all MLB team for May. Well, when you see Aaron Judge is on the other side doing what he's doing in right field, you can't put Acuna over him right now. Judge has been insane. He has like a 700 slugging percentage right now. Like, what? I don't know. People getting mad about that in our first baseman tiers. We were catching a lot of slack on both of those today, but
It's
haters gonna
okay.
hate, I guess.
Yeah, we'll live with those lists.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And speaking of, I guess this is kind of a good transition, not really, but I'll try it. Gary Sanchez, former Yankee. He is now with the San Diego Padres, which I heard you saying last week that you didn't want to talk about him again, but we're gonna talk about somebody on the team. Um, Gary Sanchez got picked up by San Diego a couple of days ago, and as of today, he has hit two straight home runs back to back. He hit one, I think, Wednesday, and then he hit one today, earlier against the Marlins. Is Gary Sanchez back? Did all he need was a change of scenery? Is he
Well,
now going to be San Diego's number one catching option?
two changes of scenery in a way. He was with the Mets
That's true.
before this, even though that is still New York. So maybe he just needed to get out of, well, New York, and he was in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he needed to get out to the West Coast, get that sunshine in his eyes a little bit. And I don't know. Maybe he's seeing the ball well, and Padres offense needs all the help they can get. They have been one of the worst in the league so far this season, even though they have four offensive superstars on their team, which I'm sure is making Melo very happy that they're struggling this season. Um, Even though it's not always fun to see superstars struggle, it is nice to see good teams like with that are loaded do good usually. I know it's different for you because they're in your division and they're trying to start beef with your team, but still, um, I don't know. Gary Sanchez, could he be the spark plug for the Padres?
Maybe that's a Sports Center discussion if I've ever heard it.
Huh.
I don't know. He's just I don't know what's happened in the last couple of years. He's just completely fallen off the face of the earth. But listen, man, you come out to the West Coast, it can fix a lot of things. It can fix a lot of things when you come out here.
Is that
You guys
so?
get, yes, it is. When you guys get out here, you guys are gonna figure out, man, the West Coast does fix a lot of things. You get your color back, you get everything. I guess that's what's happening with Gary Sanchez. He's getting his swag back. But yeah, who knows? I obviously I prefer him not to be the plug that San Diego's looking for, so they can get back on the right track. But you never know. I guess crazier things have happened.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Gary Sanchez get back to like whatever year that was formed for the Yankees when he was debatably one of the best offensive catchers in the league. But I guess we'll see. Obviously, the Mets didn't really see that much in him. They had him for like a week or two, barely any time at all, and then DFA'd him again. So a bit strange, but I guess baseball is one of those sports where you get hot, obviously, and sometimes you're cold, and maybe he's catching a heater right now. So
Yeah,
offense,
what
the Padres need whatever offense they can get.
exactly? That's the whole point of this. Okay, moving on. Justin Steele is it Steele or Steely? I think it's Steely, right?
Still,
Steele. Okay.
yeah.
He got hurt yesterday. Sucked to see that. He was pitching very well. I think he got the first nine batters out against a very good Tampa Bay Rays team, which shout out to them. They were the first team to 40 wins in Major League Baseball. Um, Sucks for the Cubs, man. It's you never like it. I think it's a forearm injury. I believe that's what it is. You never want to hear stuff like that, especially with any pitcher, because we all know what that could mean. It could mean you're out for a long period of time, and it sucks for this Cubs team that is in last place right now. And I think we all thought they were going to be a little bit better this season. Not, not win the division or, you know, win over, win 100 games or anything like that. But I don't know. It just seems like Cubs, it hasn't really panned out the way they wanted to.
No, it hasn't, and I think they're sitting at last place right now.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so that's not at all what they expected. Not at all what we expected. We were singing their praises even early in the season. They looked pretty good. Cody Bellinger was borderline back at the beginning of the season. Like he was doing
I
really
knew,
good.
I knew that was a fugazi.
And like Justin Steele was leading the Cubs with some great pitching. Marcus Stroman, he's still been pitching great. He just had like a complete game shutout the other day, like a one or two hitter. So he's been awesome. But the Cubs just they kind of suck this year, just to put it frankly. And obviously, like you said, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, and it sucks for the Cubs. But they weren't really in a contending spot anyway. It's felt like so. It's kind of just a loose or a loss for all of baseball because we don't get to witness this guy's um him blowing up because that's what he's been doing this season. So otherwise, Cubs, I don't know. You're kind of already looking forward to next year or hoping you can really turn it around this year, but it's not looking too grand for the Cubs.
I could tell you one guy who needs to get it going who's been a big disappointment this season. Their big signing at shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Man, I'm glad the Dodgers didn't. I don't want to say didn't sign him because you never know. You go to a different team, different things can happen. But man, it's like, and listen, this is a process. We're not Cubs are, they're still a couple years away. They still got some more moves to be made in the offseason, but I don't know. It's just I really thought Dansby was going to be a lot better. Seems like
Um,
MLB's kind of forgotten about him a little bit.
there was a little bit of hesitancy around him. I think he was considered the worst of the best shortstops because it was sort of a not a 1 year wonder, but to a degree, last year was clearly his best offensive season. So there was a little bit of worry around that if he would repeat that again. And it's always tough to judge if somebody's just getting better or if they just had a really good season and it's going to continue. So I don't blame the Cubs at all for going out and signing him. I'm glad that they signed him, spent the money, and that they're willing to try to improve their team, which they've always been one of those teams that's, they're not a sad franchise for the most part. They've shown that they can compete and are willing to try to compete. But like you said, he's been disappointing this year, and really, they've had some guys like Christopher Morel had that hot streak where he hit like 5 home runs in 5 days, or homer every day, and it's not translating to wins for them, which is at the end of the day, that's what matters. You can have all these great performances by Marcus Stroman, by Justin Steele, by Christopher Morel, by Ian Happ, Patrick Wisdom, whoever else. But at the end of the day, if you don't get that win in the win column, obviously it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and these Cubs got to be careful of how far back they fall out of these. I don't want to say division race, like maybe a wild card race. There could be teams calling for Marcus Stroman at the trade deadline. There
Definitely.
probably will be. Whether the Cubs decide to pick up the phone or not, that's up to them. But they got to be careful because you fall way down in the standings in your league, teams are going to be asking, hey, is this guy available? Is he available? And it could be very tempting to maybe want to not start over, but just get some pieces back for these guys. I don't know. I don't know what the Cubs are going to do.
It sort of seems like they're poised to trade him with the position they're at right now. I believe he has a player option at the end of the season, and he's the way he's been pitching this year, he's outperforming his contract for next year. And most of the time, players are going to opt out if they think they're
Just
more valuable and the market's been on an incline. So sort of feels like he would opt out, in which the Cubs would say, hey, we don't really want to pay you however much you think you're going to ask. We don't think you're quite that guy. So we're going to, like you said, trade you and try to get some pieces back in return. Not, they're not rebuilding because they're sort of already like 3 or 4 steps into that. They never really have had the terrible, terrible years for the rebuilding part. So I think that they sort of fast tracked that by uh, bringing in, well, when they dumped all the good players at one time and then bringing in some of the guys they have in free agency. But like the haul that they could get back for Stroman for half a year or even a little bit more would be significant enough that I think they'd be willing to part ways with him for, some players who are either younger and have some control time yet, but haven't quite lived up to the hype, or, whether it's some prospects who have some pretty high ceilings, but some pretty low floors too, to see, whatever they can get for him. I think the Cubs will probably be at a position to trade him at the trade deadline.
Yeah. Hopefully the Cubs figure it out. If not, they're gonna. This was supposed to be their season where they take that extra, like that next step forward. It could be a thing where they end up taking two steps back again, but we'll see. All right, continuing on, we're gonna get into some television right now. Bally Sports.
Signed us to a
You may
deal.
have
No, no.
writers are filing for bankruptcy, but um, Bally Sports. In case you didn't know, some of your favorite teams, they're on that damn channel, or that station has your games. Just in case you didn't know, but they've been brand new. They used to be Fox Sports, and then they transitioned over to Bally Sports before the start of the 2021 season, and they're in some trouble. They filed for bankruptcy, and this could be. We saw this over this past week with the San Diego Padres. So they have to pay the Padres to broadcast their games in San Diego on Bally Sports. The payment came around. I'm assuming the monthly payment came around, and they couldn't pay them. Bally Sports didn't have enough money to pay the Padres anymore. So what happens is they drop you, and now you're screwed. And it looked like for a second all the Padre fans were like, "How am I gonna watch my Padres now? What the hell?" I mean, I don't know why would you? You're like 4 games under 500. You're not missing much, but MLB picked it up. So now I'm assuming, Matt, you brought up a good question before we came on here. You asked, do you need an MLB subscription? I don't think you do. I think you just go to MLB.com, you look for Padres, and anytime there's a game on, I think you should be able to watch them. And I think some of the other TV stations, like other TV networks like DirecTV, Spectrum, I think, and Cox, they're having their own channels to watch the Padres as well. So you're not missing them. But this could be bad news for your team. If you're in the Midwest or out West, Bally Sports has a lot of those teams. And who knows? It looks like this partnership with MLB at Bally Sports has been broken as the first domino has fallen. I don't know what's going to happen next.
It definitely looks like it could be a mess. And also Bally Sports in the Southeast. I know they have the Braves, they have the
Marlins.
Marlins, and I think they have the Rays as well. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Yeah, they
And
do.
so there's a lot of teams that are teams fan bases that are going to be affected by this. And I understand that it's a big deal, to have a TV channel be able to broadcast a team's games. Obviously, that's something that you want as a team, as the sport, as, Major League Baseball as a whole. They want to have that. Um, I'm not sure why exactly Bally's going bankrupt. Like, how do you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of the financials there, obviously, but it sure seems like it's a disaster. I will say this, Rob Manfred, if you could do anything to renegotiate all of these deals so that we can watch our games without any blackouts, we're paying you like $170 a year, whatever it is for MLB TV. Just let us watch our own games without blackouts. The NFL has no issue figuring this out. The other sports don't have issues figuring this out. College football just negotiated a huge deal. The Big Ten. The Big Ten's on Peacock now. And guess what? There's no blackouts. So I can watch Penn State. I can watch my Nittany Lions on Peacock whenever they have like a couple games throughout the season, 8 games or something. Figure it out, Major League Baseball. I know you got the Peacock. You already got the foot in the door with Peacock because they got those Sunday morning games, and there's no blackouts for those. Good job. Now take a step forward. There's got to be another streaming service looking to get into it. I don't know if Apple TV, if there's blackout restrictions to those games or not. I don't have Apple TV, but find somebody. Amazon Prime, they got to be wanting to get in on this. Um, whoever it is, Hulu, whether it's Netflix wants to get into the live sports, whether it's HBO
YouTube
Max,
TV.
YouTube TV, definitely. Any of these streaming platforms. Manfred, come on, pull some strings here. I know that you know the guys to talk to about this. You want to make baseball more popular and you're taking the right steps within the game. Now, how about you take the right steps in how to, outsource the game so that your consumers can watch it?
Yeah, in a certain way, I have it right here on Twitter. Putting the games, MLB picking up the Padres is a good thing. Because according to this, when they were on Bally Sports, only 1.130 million homes had the Padres. With MLB taking over, that's jumped up to 3.2 million homes can now watch their Padres, which that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We need more people, maybe not watching the Padres, but watching baseball in general. But yeah, there's so many ways you could go with this, and maybe it won't get cut off during this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if the off season, if Major League Baseball and Bally Sports come together and say, you know what, this partnership isn't working. We gotta move. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know where we're gonna go, but we gotta figure it out.
In
This is
these
not, and this is not just baseball too. Sorry, this is basketball, hockey. Those are basically the other two sports. So
Yeah, football's already all bought up because everybody watches football. It's easy to that now it's been like this for the most part, and they changed it a little bit. But NFC games are going to be on Fox, and AFC games are going to be on CBS. Monday Night Football's on ESPN. It's as simple as that. Now Thursday's
Amazon
on
Prime has
Prime.
Thursday. Yeah,
Exactly. It's as simple as that. Sunday Night Football's on NBC and Peacock. It's really easy. And like, sure, my Phillies are on NBC, but guess what? I have a Peacock subscription. I can't watch my Phillies every night on Peacock. I have an MLB TV subscription, and I can't watch my Phillies without using a VPN. But still, that's not always you can't install VPNs on your TV or on your Roku, whatever you want to use. So you're stuck to watching it on your phone or tablet or computer. Just it's not that hard. Renegotiate the deals. I guess it's a little difficult because every team has their own deal. Every team has, the Yankees got Yes Network and the Phillies got NBC and the Dodgers got Sportsnet out there. So I don't know how to whether you make it Major League Baseball as a whole, whether you split up divisions, whether you split up, National League, American League, however you want to do it. And I don't know when all these deals end, but take a step into the streaming world, a bigger step. You have you have a foot in now. Take the next step. I think it'll help out Major League Baseball as a whole.
that's a perfect way to end it. That's a perfect way to end it. Matt, we need to send you over to the commissioner's Manfred. We need to send him over to your building,
I would have
to his building, I should
I
say.
would have spoke my piece to him at when we saw him out in Arizona, but he did not come down and say hello. Me,
He
Melo,
was
and
a
Kyle, I don't think we shared this. I don't know. Maybe we did. We were within like 15, 20 feet of Commissioner Ranford, and also Chris Bryant walked by us. So that was pretty cool. We didn't want to bug him like newbies, but
Yeah, Manfred was intimidated by us. There's a reason why he didn't come down those steps and say hello.
that's right.
He knew we were in the building. He was intimidated. Chris Bryant too. You know, it's rare when you get two beautiful people in the same room. And, me and Chris Bryant, we are two handsome young fellows, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
That's
right. The
that's
sparks were flying when Chris Bryant walked past us.
exactly. All right, last topic and then we'll get out of here. I want to play a little game with Matt. Don't not that way. It's not no. Um Higher or lower? I was looking at the stats earlier today and I was like, I want to try this. We've gotten a good sample size into this season already. So all I'm going to do is ask you a question. You're going to tell me if this person will finish higher or lower. First one, Luis Ariz. Will he finish with a batting average of 350? Higher or lower?
Ooh. I think right now he's sitting around 330.
This is my fault. Hang on, let me get this up here.
That's all right. I know he was hitting, obviously he was hitting 400 to start the season, and that's an insane mark. Um,
I have it right here. As of today, as of this recording, Luis Ariz is batting 382.
382. Okay, wow. I was
382.
giving him a lot less credit than he deserves. Over under 350 or higher or lower. He's in my division. Give me the higher though. I think he'll get it. Not 400, I don't think. That's a really tough mark to reach, but I think he'll hit over 350.
Pete Alonso. Will he finish the season with 40 home runs?
I think this is an easy hire for me. I think he's done that probably the last 2 years, would be my guess. Without looking at it, I think he had 50 not that long ago. But 40 at this point, I think that's easily attainable for Pete.
Ronald Acuna Jr. He currently has, there he is. He currently has 23 stolen bases. He will finish the season with 45 stolen bases. Higher or lower?
Give me the higher on this one too.
Okay.
45, and we're only a third, just over a third of the way through the season. I think as long as he's able to stay healthy, I think he's going to be able to keep that pace up.
Spencer Strider will finish the season with 275 strikeouts. He currently has 106 as of today.
Wow. Yeah, I knew he just hit 106, and he was like the fastest or whatever to hit 100 strikeouts innings wise in a season, something like that. He's been insane strikeouts wise this year. I don't know about 260 though. It's a high mark. Um, you're gonna have to be
275.
or 275. Sorry, you're gonna have to be consistently getting 10, 11, 12 strikeouts a game. Give me lower on this one.
Okay. Two more. Oh, see, these five, I've been debating this. These five can make a huge difference. Okay, I'm going to do that. Rays will finish the season with 105 wins. Higher or lower?
Mm. The division's insane. I think,
They're playing insane.
yes, they have been. I have no clue the difficulty of their schedule the rest of the year. But just off the guess of it, I'm gonna say lower, just a little bit lower.
Okay.
I think the division's able to catch up. The Blue Jays have not been performing great at all. I think they're going to be able to steal some wins back from the Rays in the second, well, not the second half, the second 2/3 of the season, and the Yankees as well.
Yeah, I was going to go originally on my notes here. I had 110, but that was like, that might be too easy to go lower. I
Yeah.
was like, let me do 105. Okay. Now let me go the other way. Last one. The Oakland A's will finish the season with 105 losses. Higher or lower? Actually, no, I take that back. I take that back. Let me make it more interesting. The Oakland A's will finish with 110 losses. Higher or lower?
I
They're at 46 right now.
I think higher. I hate to say it, but they are absolutely abysmal this year. Just terrible at everything. And we know that the A's are going to dump whoever's good and not really young at the trade deadline, so they're probably expected to get worse. I hate to say it, but I think they're going to have more losses than that when it comes end of September.
Okay. Thank you for playing higher or lower, Matt. That was great.
That was a lot of fun.
Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Final thoughts. I am enjoying this beautiful weather out in central Pennsylvania right now. We got a cool 90 today. I don't know if
Oh.
that's higher than LA or not, but I would think maybe. I'm not
Let me
sure.
let me say this. You know that saying June bloom? That is in full effect here in Southern California. It has been cloudy, it has been dark, it has been depressing at least for the last week and a half.
Wow.
I haven't seen the sun since maybe Monday, and that wasn't even for long. It's been cloudy out here.
Wow.
Depressing.
We could use the rain out here. I don't think we've seen rain for like 2 weeks. And we've had straight sun for those 2 weeks pretty much. So we would gladly swap with you for a little bit, get some rain out here. But other than that, you know, Phillies, I'm not feeling too great about you right now. Lost to the Mets again, I think today. I don't know if that game's over or not. To be honest with you, I don't know. But Phillies need to pick it up here, losing some faith in them. What do you got for Melo? Last final thoughts.
Dodgers, just do what you're doing. Just weather the storm. We have a lot of injuries on our pitching staff right now. Just continue to weather the storm. Do what you've been doing, and everything's gonna be okay.
There it is. You heard it from the leader of the Dodgers fans himself, Melo.
Yes,
Um, if you want to
Yankees
catch
suck.
Melo at a game and have him serve you a beer, you would probably want to use SeatGeek, and you would
Yes.
probably want to use code ATD because you would probably want to save $20 off your first order. It's
Easy.
as simple as that. 3 letters for you. If you can't remember ATD, saves you $20 from SeatGeek. I'm not sure if you can remember anything because that's pretty much as simple as it gets. So yeah, go see a game, go see a concert, whatever you want to do. SeatGeek probably has tickets for it. Go see the finals, maybe. Go see Kyle's Heat.
Uh,
Go see Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, fresh off the sweep of Melo's Lakers.
thanks, Matt. I appreciate that.
I'm sorry, Melo, but
It was there. It
otherwise,
was there.
yeah. Otherwise, I think that's gonna do it for us for this episode. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Adios.